Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another edition of SBR Sports College Football Picks Against the Spread. I'm your host, Bouchard. Guys, jumping right into it, last week we came off a 4-3 weekend. Obviously not the greatest, however, we're still sharp, we're still focused, and we're going to be looking to improve on our overall record of 20-13-1. So our first official play of the weekend here is going to be backing up the Louisville Cardinals minus 3.5-point favorites on the road at NC State. And guys, because we do have a lot of different picks this weekend, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going down with match-to-match breakup. But obviously Lamar Jackson's show, that's what we're going to be relying on here. Louisville's been playing some very strong football. So with that being said, guys, minus 3.5-point favorites, Lamar Jackson, Louisville Cardinals, back them up. Next up, we got the Penn State Nittany Lions on the road, minus 14.5-point favorites against Northwestern. Big Ten matchup, but it really doesn't matter because Northwestern cannot stop the run. Arguably the #1 choice currently to win the Heisman is Saquon Barkley. Look for him to have a big day, both rushing, receiving, maybe even throwing the ball. With that being said though, minus 14.5, they should be winning by 3+ touchdowns. We're going to back up Penn State here. Next up, we're going to be looking to back up the Ohio State Buckeyes at home where they usually shine, minus 30-point favorites against Maryland. Guys, I think the Buckeyes finally have this offense clicking. Last couple games they've won with ease. It's really just a matter of how long they keep their starters in. But it doesn't really matter. We saw what Joe Burrow as well as Dwayne Haskins are both capable of doing, being the backup quarterbacks. With that being said, take the Buckeyes to cover this minus 30-point spread fairly easily. Another Big Ten team here that I'm going to be looking to back up this weekend will be the Wisconsin Badgers, minus 11.5 on the road against Nebraska. Don't look too far into this, guys. Nebraska, they have not been looking too good whatsoever. Wisconsin, on the contrary, they've been looking exceptionally fine. We're going to be looking to cover this mediocre point spread. Wisconsin should be winning by at least 2 to 3 touchdowns, so look for the Badgers to cover that spread. Next up, yes, that's right, guys, let's jump on that bandwagon. Washington State plus 1.5 on the road against Oregon. Obviously, we saw what they did last week. They're for real, guys. We're getting plus money here against an Oregon team who's kind of lost their identity. I love it here, and I hope you love it as well. We're going to be taking the Cougars at plus 1.5. Next up, give me some of that Auburn action, minus 21-point favorites, hosting Ole Miss. And man, oh man, oh man, Ole Miss defense, they have some issues. They'll need to figure them out. I don't think they'll be figuring them out against a very tough, at least in my opinion, top 5 team in Auburn here. Minus 21 just will not be enough for Ole Miss to cover, so I'm taking Auburn Tigers to cover this spread. Next up here, guys, we have arguably one of the most underrated teams in college football with the San Diego State Aztecs on the road against, at least in my opinion, probably the worst team in UNLV. Very small spread here, just 10.5 points. Look for the Aztecs to beat up on the Rebels. Should cover the spread super easily, guys. Our final play here, guys, in this week of college football picks against the spread is going to be backing up the Oklahoma Sooners at home against Iowa State, minus 27.5-point favorites. Look no further than Baker Mayfield with his arm. He's going to be putting up probably 400 yards, couple touchdowns. Should cover this spread fairly easily. I love the value here, so we're going to be jumping on that Boomer Sooner wagon and look for them to cover the spread. And there you guys have it, a very busy weekend here in college football picks against the spread. I hope you guys found some value, and best of luck.